Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Venus and today I'm doing my May TBR. So the first book that I am so excited to read this month is Emily Henry's Book Lovers that comes out on May 3rd. It is one of my very highly anticipated new releases of this year. Her first two books that I've read are People We Meet on Vacation and Beach Read, and I loved them both. I gave them 5 stars, so I'm really looking forward to reading Book Lovers. Comes out on May 3rd, and I'm just going to read a couple of the blurbs. I don't like reading the synopses, but the blurbs usually give me enough information. So the first quote is from Casey McQuiston, and she says, "Schitt's Creek for book nerds." And the next blurb is by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and she says, "A rom-com lover's dream of a book." And then Emma Straub says, "I would follow Emily Henry anywhere." So all I know, I think this book is about a literary agent who is like cutthroat and gets whisked off to like some small town and ends up meeting another guy that works in the literary world, and they keep butting heads, but then I'm sure love develops as usual, and I can't wait to read it. So the next book I am really excited to read this month also comes out. It's a new release. It comes out on May 17th, and that is Something Wilder by Christina Lauren. And this book supposedly is about the main character whose father used to be like this notorious treasure hunter. He has left his maps behind, and she decides to use that as a way to kind of make money and become like a tourist by using these maps. And it's been compared to National Treasure with a little bit of romance, and that's all I need to know because I love Christina Lauren's writing, so I'm definitely in the mood for some romances, so I can't wait to read that one as well. So for those of you new here, every month I spin a wheel to pick from 22 books on my bookshelf that I wanted to read for 2022. I've been on kind of a good spree of keeping up with reading the books that I choose, so I'm gonna go ahead and spin the wheel because some of these books are very long, and it's kind of going to determine what the rest of my TBR looks like for May. So let's spin the wheel. Assassin's Apprentice. I am finally gonna read Robin Hobb. So this is the copy that I have. I won't talk about how angry I am that it didn't come in the version that I ordered, but that's a whole nother story. But this is Robin Hobb's first book in the Farseer trilogy. I don't know too much about it other than the main character, Fitz, I believe he is a bastard and he's in training to be an assassin. I'm not sure. Yes, Fitz is a royal bastard, cast out into the world with only his magical link with animals for solace and companionship. But when Fitz is adopted into the royal household, he must give up his old ways and learn a new life, weaponry, scribing, courtly manners, and how to kill a man secretly. That sounds good. I have heard nothing but amazing things about Robin Hobb's prose and her writing style and the development of Fitz's character over time over this trilogy. So I am so excited that I'm finally going to read my very first Robin Hobb book. So I think I'm definitely going to keep what I have here. I'm not going to add any more to it, so I'm going to show you guys the rest of the books that I plan to read in May. So let's see. Keeping up with the romance, I have another romance book. This was actually on my April TBR, and I did not get to it because the Tome Topple Readathon actually took up a little bit more time than I thought it would. It took me quite a while to get through Stephen King's 11/22/63. So anyway, I did not get to this. This is by Abby Jimenez, one of my favorite romance authors. And this book is about the main character. I believe she's a physician. Her family is very well off. They want her to kind of continue and become, you know, this big, I think, surgeon, top-notch surgeon. And she ends up meeting someone who is basically on the complete opposite side of the type of life that she is in. And I'm assuming they fall in love. Abby Jimenez always has some hard-hitting issues in her books, which I really look forward to. So I cannot wait to read this one as well. The next book is Shorefall. This is by Robert Jackson Bennett. This is the second book in the Foundry Side series, I think. Founders Trilogy. Second book in the Founders Trilogy. I do have an arc of the third book, Lockland, so I definitely want to try to get this book in this month because the third book comes out late June. So I want to make sure I give myself enough time to read it. But I did really enjoy the first one, aside from a little bit of too much of the magic system explained in it. It kind of got a little boring, but the actual story was pretty good. So I do want to continue on. The first book, Foundry Side, was about Sansia. She was a thief in this world, and she was given the job to steal a very important magical, I guess, item for a lot of money, and a whole bunch of craziness happened in the first book. And I really, really enjoyed the characters. Again, like I said, this magic system is very detailed. It is about scribing, basically altering the reality of certain or any inanimate object. The author goes into very great detail about it. That was my only issue with the first book. Hopefully we've got enough information about the magic system that we really get more into the characters and the story. But I am looking forward to this book. This is actually quite bigger than I thought it was gonna be. So my TBR is going to be a little ambitious for me in May, but we'll see. So I have 2 more books that I want to talk about. So I am kind of craving reading a historical romance. So this is Sky O'Malley by Bertree Small. If you've watched my booktube newbie tag, I talked about how this author kind of sparked my love for historical romances, and I don't hear too many people talking about her, so I decided to kind of reread this series. This is one of my favorite series that I remember reading. Like I said, sparked my love for historical romance. It's been a couple months since I've read a historical romance, so I'm really looking forward to jumping back into some historical romance with this series, and hopefully it still stands up to what my memory is, that I really, really love this. I don't remember what this book is about at all. And I think I'm going to keep it that way. I'm going to see if it comes back to me when I start reading it. All we need to know is it is a historical romance. And the last book that I'm going to read this month is my first nonfiction book of 2022, which is sad because my goal was to read 1 a month, and clearly I have not met that goal at all. But I'm finally going to read my first one. It is called Astrophysics for People in a Hurry, and it is by Neil deGrasse Tyson. And it is a very tiny little book, so it shouldn't take me too much time. But it just says, the essential universe from our most celebrated and beloved astrophysicist. What is the nature of space and time? How do we fit within the universe? How does the universe fit within us? There's no better guide through these mind-expanding questions than acclaimed astrophysicist and best-selling author Neil deGrasse Tyson. But today, few of us have time to contemplate the cosmos, so Tyson brings the universe down to earth, succinctly and clearly, with sparkling wit and tasty chapters consumable anytime and anywhere in your busy day. So this should be kind of in astrophysicists for dummies, basically. Hopefully this won't be too sciencey because it's been a while since I've kind of read anything very heavy in science nature. So I'm hoping this is in very simple terms, but I'm really looking forward to reading this book. And I also have a second book by him that I think is the complements this book, so maybe I'll read that next month. So that is my May TBR. I am super excited to finally start reading Robin Hobb. I cannot wait to see what I think of her writing. I am excited to get to read some romance books this month because I feel like it's been a while. And I think this is a pretty solid TBR, so I'm looking forward to it. Let me know down below in the comments, have you read any of these books? Do any of these books sound interesting to you? I would love to hear your thoughts. As always, thank you guys so much for stopping by. I truly, truly do appreciate it. I love the conversations we have in the comments, and I look forward to hearing what everyone else's TBRs are for the month of May. So please hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you guys again next time. See ya!